Hello, my name is Alice and I'm here from UW Transportation Services to discuss sustainable commuting at the University of Washington. There are a lot of great and sustainable ways to get to, from, and around campus. These ways include bicycling, walking, transit, and ride-sharing, which includes carpooling and vanpooling. We'll spend some time talking about each mode in a bit more detail. First, we'll discuss biking. With a bicycling commute, there's zero carbon emissions. You can burn up to 500 or more calories and you spend less than $1 on your commute. This information was gathered using the UW Sustainability Commuter calculator available on the UW Sustainability website. This takes into account a 5-mile commute to campus, which is average for UW bike commuters, and someone who's coming to campus 4 days a week. UW is a nationally recognized bicycle-friendly institution. There are a number of secure bike parking options available on campus. You can park and lock your bike at a bike rack. Some are covered and others are not covered. You can rent space in one of our bike houses. Bike houses are covered structures whose access is only granted to those who have a permit and rent space in them. As you can see in the photos to the right, bike houses shelter your bike from the elements and have racks inside where you can lock your bike. Our newer bike houses also have lockers where you can lock up a change of clothes or your helmets, and have electrical outlets so you can charge your e-bike if you have one. In addition to bike houses, we also provide permits for bike lockers. Bike lockers are individual lockers that provide cover from the elements as well. Unlike bike houses, bike lockers can only fit one bike and do not fit e-bikes at this time. You can also rent a bike locker on an annual basis. There are a number of local trails that you can hop on your ride to campus. Part of the Burke-Gilman Trail runs along campus and connects Ballard to Kenmore and Bothell. The Interurban Trail connects Seattle to Everett. If you're feeling adventurous and want to ride over a floating bridge, hop on the SR 520 Trail, which connects Seattle to Redmond. There is also the Lake Washington Loop, which provides spectacular views on your ride. If you're just getting into biking and feel a bit nervous, explore our Bike Buddies program. Our Bike Buddies are volunteers who are UW staff and students who have bike commuting down and want to share their knowledge. We will pair you up with a fellow dog in your neighborhood who can show you the ropes of biking to campus and beyond. Please remember to follow COVID safety precautions, including wearing a mask and keeping your distance from others if you take part in the Bike Buddy program. More resources and information is available on our website at the URL shown. Next, we'll talk about walking. With a walking commute, there is zero carbon emissions. You can burn up to 300 or more calories and you spend nothing on your commute. This information, again, was gathered using UW Sustainability Commuter calculator. This takes into account a 2-mile commute to campus and someone who is commuting 4 days a week. UW campus has a great network of pathways for students and staff to walk along. Prior to COVID, 25% of the UW community, that's students, staff, and faculty, had a walking commute. Similar to biking, walkers can also take advantage of local trails like the Burke-Gilman Trail. UW Sustainability also has a great walking tour available at the URL shown there that takes you around key points on campus like the Quad, Husky Stadium, and more. You may also want to check out the City of Seattle's pedestrian program for more walking resources. Husky Night Walk is a service that provides a walking escort from UW PD to students, staff, and faculty during evening hours. If you prefer to have a walking buddy to your car or bus stop, Husky Night Walk is a safe and easy to use resource. More information is available on our website at the URL shown. Now let's talk about transit. A transit rider's commute accounts for about 5 pounds of carbon emissions and helps the commuter burn around 80 calories. If a commuter has a U-Pass, they spend nothing on their transit commute. However, if they don't have a U-Pass, they may be spending anywhere from $4.50 or more on their commute. This takes into account a 10-mile commute to campus, someone who is about 0.5 miles from their nearest bus stop, and someone who is commuting 4 days a week. There are more than 60 bus routes that serve the university district. Prior to COVID, almost half of the UW community was commuting to campus via transit. For those unfamiliar with the U-Pass, it is the UW's all-access transit pass. It covers unlimited rides on local transit agencies like King County Metro, Sound Transit, and other agencies you see listed on the slide. It also covers rides on King County water taxis, fast ferries, the Seattle streetcar, and the Seattle monorail. On top of all of that, the U-Pass also provides discounts and other benefits on other mobility services such as Zipcar, emergency ride home, and more. There are a few different ways you can get a U-Pass. For most students, the U-Pass and its fee is included in your tuition statement, and students are automatically enrolled. However, due to COVID, the Universal Student U-Pass program is currently suspended. If you're an employee, you can purchase a fee-based U-Pass, which is $50 a month. Some employees may qualify for a fully subsidized U-Pass based on their contract and employee classification. Gratis or complimentary U-Passes are also offered in conjunction with some of our commuter and parking products. If you don't qualify or are not eligible to receive a U-Pass through one of the methods above, you can purchase a transit pass through other methods. You can purchase an ORCA card or an ORCA Lift Pass, which is a reduced transit fare pass that is available to those who qualify based on their household income. The regional reduced fare permit is available to those who are 65 or older, riders with a disability, and Medicare cardholders. A number of COVID safety precautions are being taken by transit agencies in the region. These safety precautions include, but are not limited to, masks required of all drivers and riders, mask dispensers installed on many vehicles, including King County Metro buses, in case you forgot your mask or do not have a mask for the ride. Areas and seats that have been blocked off to encourage and aid physical distancing within the vehicle. Updated and upgraded air filtering systems to provide greater air circulation, daily disinfection of vehicles and trains, and limited rider capacity to again encourage and aid physical distancing within the vehicle. More information can be found on our website at the URL show. Lastly, we'll talk about ride sharing, including carpooling and vanpooling. If you are a carpooling commuter, your commute accounts for about 8 pounds of carbon emissions. You can burn anywhere from 40 to 70 calories, and about 7 to 1150 is spent on your carpooling commute. If you are a vanpooling commuter, your commute accounts for about 5 pounds of carbon emissions. You burn about the same amount of calories as a carpooler, and you spend $0 on your commute as a vanpool coming to UW through the U-Pass subsidy program. Carpools are usually made up of 2 to 4 people, whereas a vanpool is a minimum of 5 participants. These data points take a 10-mile commute to campus and a commuter coming to campus 4 days a week into consideration. As a carpooler, you enjoy a number of great benefits. You split the cost of parking with your fellow carpoolers. You enjoy preferential parking in some lots on campus. You get to use the HOV lane when commuting. As a rider, you can enjoy some time to read or another activity during your commute. Our carpoolers also enjoy the camaraderie and sense of community that comes with their commute. If you're interested in trying carpooling out, explore some of the following options. Impromptu carpool allows carpoolers to split parking costs on a day-by-day basis. If you're interested in carpooling long-term, consider purchasing an annual or quarterly carpooling permit. If you are a pay-per-use parking permit holder and would like to carpool, you can join our carpool club, which offers preferential parking in some pay-per-use parking lots. Learn more on our website at the URL show. Vanpool programs and vehicles are provided and managed by local transit agencies. The cost of vanpooling depends on the length of your commute and the number of participants in your vanpool. Luckily, as a vanpool commuting to UW, you enjoy many benefits, including full fare coverage through the U-Pass subsidy program. Benefits of vanpooling at UW include, but are not limited to, complimentary parking, gratis or complimentary U-Passes for 2 members of the vanpool who do not already have a U-Pass, HOV lane benefits, time to read over another activity as a rider, As mentioned before, full fare coverage for monthly van pool costs if you are a U-Pass holder. And again, the camaraderie and sense of community when riding with your fellow Huskies. In response to COVID, transit agencies are temporarily allowing van pool groups to split up for a maximum of 3 participants within each vehicle. We've also developed safety recommendations and guidelines for van pools, which can be found on our website at the first URL shown there. For more information about van pooling at UW, visit our website at the second URL shown. We've only scratched the surface of the different ways you can sustainably commute. More information is available at our website at transportation.uw.edu. Go Docs!